for this week specifically, like as the year is coming to a close. Use it as a session because I wanted to see also who's available this week. So we got a couple extra people here, which is great. Let me pull up an agenda though, so we have like a space to take notes. And one thing I wanted to highlight immediately is I had started drafting a Giveth year in review post, and wanted to talk about that briefly in the group so that, you know, we're clear on like how we want that to go out and like where we want it to go out, and also make sure that we get eyes on it to review it. Because ideally we would put that out before New Year's, so latest Friday. Probably even better would be Thursday if we can have it done by then. And this is a pretty high level piece to get everyone's input on. I'm actually going to post the issue here. See, and I can actually share my screen. Hang on. Oh, sorry, bear with me 1 second. And are there any other topics to be aware of for talking about today in the call that anyone else would want to bring up?
Hey guys, I wanted to mention something. The Fiat integration is starting testing today, and I'm aware that I should notice you guys like 2 weeks ahead for communications to be ready for the release. So I think that in a couple of weeks, the first one of January or the second one, we should be releasing that. So I'm not sure what's the process for communication for getting ready for that. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that and say that we are in the midst of testing.
Okay, cool. Just so I understand that right, you said it would go live in 2 weeks, or it'd be live. Like, do you have a date already?
Not particularly a date, because usually we just pick a release between the many features that we should be handling in that moment. But I can estimate that the first or second week of January should be a good time to go live with that. Just push that to a staging version, because sadly the Fiat integration cannot be tested with a fake environment. You have to put some real money in there. And it just happened today. I will try to explain to testers how they can try it out.
Cool, and we should really get as many people to test it as possible, just to see the credit card numbers, like get an accurate view of like what the odds are that it actually succeeds, you know?
Yeah. And the other interesting part is that we are in many countries, and the ramp services or the different providers are different, depends on the country. So if we have like many people testing everywhere, it's very interesting to see that.
Can I try to get Algene to manage the testing for this and hunt everyone down to get them to try it?
Yeah.
Cool.
I can DM. Sure.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll make a DM with you, me, and Algene, and I guess Monique, or I don't know. But she can chase everyone down and get everyone to try to put in some money, and also I can reimburse everybody for their donation. I'll donate to you.
There is also another alternative that I did while testing this out, and I made a project with my own address. So basically the money that I sent was to myself. That is, I bought $30 of Ether or DAI or whatever, and I just got it back instantly, just paid out the fees. So
oh, nice.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, it's better. And also it's the phase 1 of the Fiat implementation, because this one right now only has like donor box and on Ramper, I want to be releasing a ramp network next, but that's going to happen in a month or so. We're still in talks. That's it, guys.
That's awesome, Mateo. I think so. Then from the comms perspective, this is a really cool thing to reach a broader audience of donors that like aren't necessarily just crypto users. Like they can then donate with a credit card. So we should kind of definitely make a tweet, but we should make something for Facebook and for LinkedIn, and maybe even do like a little bit of like cold outreach to different like donor bases. I don't know, or like try to find people who like use Kickstarter or GoFundMe or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a really good tool. Thanks for doing this. I have a question. Do you know like what the workflow is exactly in terms of like what are the steps involved? What would it look like? All of that. We could draft that out once we start to actually test it. But I mean, if there's any like documentation or like things that we could look at, that would also help us figure out how we can work on like the messaging for this.
Yeah, I would have to write that down, but it's intended to be as simple as possible and as intuitive that you just go clicking and you just do it by yourself. Because it's essentially a regular crypto donation where you don't have crypto. It's just that you are purchasing on behalf of the project. So the only thing is that you have to be logged in our app, because we want to keep track of your donation for the givebacks, or we want to know that you use that service. So basically you have to log in. You click the fiat option. If you are in the Giveth project, you will have two options, the on-ramper and the donor box. If you are in any other project, you will only see on-ramper. And then you choose the ramp service that you desire. You will be displayed only stable coins and Ether, and that donation will only go through mainnet. And that's it. You follow the KYC and all of that, and that's it.
Quick one on that. So you're saying that people have to have an Ethereum account to donate?
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying.
For now, yes, because we have to keep track of the user, because we don't have a way to get all of the KYC information of the on-ramper services. So if we want to keep track of the donation and not make it anonymous, we have to do it. But I can change that real quick if we decide that.
Okay.
Interesting.
Because otherwise we don't have a way to know who made the donation if you don't log in.
Of course. I mean, we could add a cookie or something, right? Like the Cloud 2 versions.
Yeah, I would have to take a look. But what do you mean with a cookie?
Like a tracker, like something in their local storage that just identifies them as a person, that donated already, or.
Then you could tie it to the email, right? Like you don't need to tie it to an Ethereum address for now, right?
Yeah, if we just prompt them to put in an email or something. I mean, the big thing here is like if you're on your phone and you just want to donate to a project, we don't want to create extra barriers. Like if it sucks that they won't get givebacks, but like they won't get givebacks. It's better than them not getting givebacks than creating friction between a donation. I mean, we should they can get givebacks if they do this.
We can also have like an extra option. You don't have to necessarily log in, but you can type down your email and we save that. We can do that.
I mean, that would be amazing. Anything that we can allow mobile users, click a link on Twitter to donate with their credit card. I mean, without like any friction, that would be huge.
Perfect. Because the first step that you see is connect your account. We can say, okay, if you don't want to connect to your account, you just type in your email and go ahead. And then we save that. I think that's possible. Totally doable.
Huge.
I also have a follow-up question to that for the projects, right? Because we've had situations where, there's projects that are interested in signing on with us, but it's a process for them to onboard with a wallet and all of that. So would this mean that new projects could join just to accept fiat at first, and then we could have we could then help them onboard to the crypto side of it later?
No, because they are not actually receiving fiat in this stage. They will be receiving crypto. It's just the donor that he will be using fiat to send them crypto. So yeah, they still need a wallet for that.
Okay. Gotcha.
With LCG, we are in talks, but the complexity of that is just too broad just to handle it for now. But yeah, we are a crypto platform. It's just complicated to use. If they want fiat, they should just go to GoFundMe or something else, I think.
Is there a way to integrate with off-ramper in our platform? So they need to have an address if they're a project, but they could withdraw it on our own platform if they wanted to, so they wouldn't need to make like a separate account. Like, is that possible?
Yeah.
There's definitely options for that, and I think it would definitely be a source of revenue. So we could do it, but it's definitely a process.
Yeah. I mean, because now, we're like sending them off to these other places to withdraw their funds. And if there was a way to do it on our own platform, I think that would be amazing.
The problem is everyone's in a different country with a different bank account, so it's like when we offer one thing, it'll work for some people in some countries with some banks, and then so we need to offer lots of different solutions. And we'd have to see if Binance has a plugin or something, or maybe it's tough.
I was looking at the one that Shapeshift does, and I think they on their platform you can withdraw to 90 different countries. So I think they do cover most of the globe, but I think we would need to look at all of the cases.
I think they are using Mount Pelerin. The problem with them is that they focus on Europe only. I think US is not there.
Oh yeah.
And but I want to take a look because I actually contacted them on ramping, but for off ramping not.
Off ramping through Shapeshift sounds like an amazing idea, though. Honestly, if somehow we could just connect to them and have them do the off ramping and give them a referral, and we take a referral, that would be pretty huge.
Okay, I'll take that idea and type it down in the forum post and tag Willy. And that sounds great. I like it. So guys, I will be putting down the link for that testing. We can do a testing party also. I will be talking with who was it, Griff? I forgot. With
Algene. I'll make a group.
Yeah, it was Algene. Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah, that would be really helpful for comms. So we can we've asked some questions here around the details, but so we can create accurate content around this and get our hands on it too to test it. So would that testing be this week already?
If everyone is available and interested in doing it, even though the holidays, I'm up for it.
Okay, otherwise next week. Okay.
Yeah.
My goal with testing this kind of thing is to really get as many people to test as possible and keep track in a spreadsheet, what country and if it worked and any issues, and keep notes. So it might take a while to test, but we'll make it.
Yeah, particularly in Colombia, it didn't work. I had to use a VPN and move to Switzerland, and I could test it. But it's hard.
Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Well, keep us updated. That's awesome. This is, it could be I'd be really excited to create comms around this. And hopefully we can get that out as soon as possible. Great. So, also want to do, okay, then I'll just continue on to a couple other items here regarding comms, specifically this week. Really quick check-in with you, Ahmad. Are we good to go with the newsletter? Is there anything else to talk about? When is that planning to go out?
Yeah, so we had a few other emails that we were sending out for the holiday campaign this week. So there's one more going out tomorrow. So for the newsletter, I was planning to send it out probably on Friday. So I'll probably have a draft ready by tomorrow, and then I can get everyone's feedback on that. For now, we're going to use the same newsletter platform that we're using, since we don't have to switch until like the middle of next month. But yeah, like for the one that we're doing next month, we definitely need to find a new platform.
Okay. I also had actually a question around this, because we started this concerted campaign over the last 10 days to people outside of our usual network and we've been basically like trying to slide into holiday newsletters to promote Giveth as DeFi for good, and to solicit more donations. And a lot of those outreach messages offered that we do the same in return. So just want to also mention that we have this outreach spreadsheet that we've been using. I just want to make sure that we're clear on including like which ones we want to include in the newsletter this week. So
are there any that we promised that got back to us that they want us to include them?
Yeah, there are a couple. It would just be great if like a couple of us could double check that outreach doc, just to make sure that, and check, we have basically a couple chat groups going on, and we have that outreach doc. So I think it makes sense that in the outreach doc, it's just clarified, like that we have a section that's very clear on which ones need to be included in this month's newsletter. It's also a question I want to open up to the group. Like, do we want to put them all together in one newsletter this month? Would we put it under the Give Friends section? Is that okay to have like 3-4 blurbs of different new Give Friends in there? I mean, I think that would be
like
okay.
A lot of us have a lot of friends, right? So the more Give Friends, no, I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on, how big the blurb is, or what you want to say. But yeah, I mean, where can I find this doc?
We have it. Let me see. I can send it to you, but it's essentially here. Wait, I'll just post it here in the channel as well. But it shows basically the responses that we've been receiving. It just needs, I think it needs a little bit more cleanup, because we had a lot of people in there and like highlighting going on, and Aljean like took it in her hands for a little bit as well. So, but we have basically columns like, will they do it? And I think I reorganized like any responses towards the top yesterday. And what we do need, I think, here is just clarity on who is expecting us to return the favor. So Jake, you're here, right? Like for instance, like cryptocurrency jobs, they put that out, which was great. We should be including them in our newsletter, correct?
Yeah, but I'll only speak on behalf of mine. It's when they kind of want. If we want to kind of push them into what month we want, then that's kind of feedback. At this point, they're not looking to be included in this month's newsletter. So and none that have done my outreach want to be included this month. So it'd just be, I guess, what you and Aljean have heard back for your newsletter blurbs, and if they want to be included on this month.
Okay. I'm thinking like to make this super simple for you, Ahmad, I might just create an additional tab for this month's newsletter. so that it's really clear. Because I'm seeing like a lot of these are also like they agreed to do a retweet, but that doesn't signal that we need to like include anything in the newsletter this month. So just want to make sure we don't miss any of those.
Is there like a section here where we actually have a link to what they sent? I mean, is that what the last column is?
I started filling them in, yes. So that's another thing I wanted to bring up. Thank you. It's just like if I'm seeing links of actual newsletters that have gone out, I am filling them in next to the.
The newsletter tab as well, and then Excel.
Yeah, we can also think about adapting the message to be a little bit more like new, like in for the new year focus as well. But I think actually it's okay. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, and I saw that. Thank you. That's great. Because yes, outreach requires like, the average number is 7 times you reach out to someone cold. So to get the result. So yeah, a couple times more would be smart to do this week. And then people are on holidays, so I think we can still continue it next week as long as the message is adapted. I think it's okay. I will also follow up with like Bankless gave us a go to at least like pass it on to the Writers Guild. And again, I'm assuming people are out, but I'm gonna do gentle follow-ups there because like as long as we get in one of their newsletters, I think that's great.
And I would suggest even into the new year too, like new year, new you, or resolution or whatever, just tweak the message. And like you said, since it usually takes 7 touches, there's no reason to do like 2 or 3 at least follow-ups into January when people start getting back to their desk and just push, like you said, an altered message at that time.
Yep. Okay. Great. And the conversation, you already had the conversation about analytics, but just a quick update for the group, like that's going to be also a focus, right? That we look into how we can track the effectiveness of the campaign and see, if we can determine what if this is resulting in donations. It would be also interesting to know if it's like driving more traffic to the site but then not resulting in donations, or is what's that was actually a question I wanted to ask, is how we can track activity from newsletter clicks. But maybe that's something we actually should follow up on, to ask these partners if they have those types of analytics, because I'm assuming they can see what people are clicking from their newsletters. But this is not my domain of expertise, so.
We could, but I don't think we need to ask them for that. We could add just a link on the link that we share with them. So we could add, basically like a source on the link. And then when we share that, it would tell us how many people clicked on that link. But even if we don't do that, we should still be able to see it based on the source that it's sent from. I think, it might be difficult, though, if we're sending it out to multiple people and each of them use like a similar email provider, because then we wouldn't know which person is sending it out. But a simple solution for that is just to give them our own link and say, use this link, and then we would know that it's coming from that partner.
We can still edit the outreach message for that because it's a Google Doc. So those links could be updated today if that's really simple to create. We're still doing outreach.
Let me show you. So it would just have to look like this. So I'll put it in the chat. But if we just do this simple thing, we add that thing at the end. Oh, sorry. Okay. There has to be a question mark. So it's like this. Sorry. So if we just do that.
Okay. And put that in
that would tell us what we need to know.
And link that to the Google Doc. I think that'd be really interesting if Bankless is putting out a newsletter with us. Their reach is 200,000 readers. It'd be interesting to see then. Maybe that simplifies the tracking for us a bit.
Yeah, I think that it's a great idea. When you were speaking about analytics, there is a document that I've been putting together. I shared it a while back, but I can share it again. It covers the... let me share my screen here. Can I share over yours, Corey?
Yeah, sure.
So it's in this Giveth reporting doc. Hope everyone can see this. It goes through a couple of topics, but it rounds up the kind of detail that we can get on our site. And then it goes through our key metrics, what our goals could be for the next 6 months and 12 months. And then there's some key metrics currently. So I've put in for October, November. There's some question marks on the analytics I wasn't sure of. But here we've got site visitors. So we can always expand on this and add more details. Maybe it's what sources we get the most traffic from, for example, but at least we can see, okay, in October we got 3,200, November 3,400. Hopefully in December we'll be able to get, see how that number increases. And then our unique donors, the amount of donations, projects we're not focusing as much on. And then in the same document, we've got information on the quarters. So we can see this year how things have been going from unique donors, donations, projects created. But we don't have the data from the website before October. So if it's some sort of roundup like this, that will be helpful, then there's this that's being created and we can expand on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I think now, I mean, even on a high level, we could look at how much visitors we got from email as a channel. And I mean, yeah, like I'm sure it's like not going to be very high now, but I mean, that would at least tell us, does it have some impact or not?
Yeah, agree. So we can have something that's newsletter outreach, what the traffic has been from that, if we can get that individual data, as well as what our click-throughs are from our own newsletter. So it's not only the amount of readers we've got, but if there's clickbacks from that. So those are the kind of metrics that'll give us an indication of if what we're doing is successful or not.
Yeah, great. This so in terms of getting this information to you, then that's basically like, Ahmad, do you feel like you've got everything that you need to help like get these types of metrics together? I can definitely help. I can work with you to like make sure that we have the link updated to make that a little bit simpler with the tracking, but just want to make sure, because it's like so important that we get the numbers behind this, since we're putting a lot of time into these campaigns.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for now, we can at least look at a high level if there was a difference, and look at the traffic that's coming from email and from these other sources, and on a high level, see if it's working or not.
Okay. We've got 2 campaigns at once to look into, so. All right.
Yeah, all right. I think mainly looking at the number of new users mainly, and new donors.
Like first-time donations?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The new users would be first signups?
Or even first-time visitors.
Or website visitors. Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. Is there anything else? Otherwise, I would talk about the Giveth Year in Review doc, because that's quite urgent for this week as well.
There's no more on this topic, but just to squeeze it in, since I know I'm harping on this, I'm sure it's already scheduled, but since this is the last week with Phantom and Giveth and Gitcoin, is there a follow-up tweet going out this week quickly?
Yep. That's, yes. Lauren pinged me this morning with a couple of different things. That was definitely one of them. And I am also seeing things on, I think I saw on the Twitter account this morning being tagged by Phantom. So there's also like really great quick retweet opportunities there. So we can do that. And also, I'm going to look to draft a tweet that we can put out this week to remind everyone to donate, right? I mean, that's the messaging there's not any change there to the messaging from last time. Just a reminder.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah, I think last time we checked yesterday, there was 46% of the Giveth community has done the donation. We're in 9th place with total funds and donations, and we're like in 12th place with a number of unique donors. But that's the updates on that. Thanks, Corey, for confirming.
I have a question. How do you see what the rank is? Is it only in the background, like in like the admin section?
I'm using this Dune application website. I'll drop it in the chat.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then regarding the Giveth year in review, there's a couple things here. I started drafting like an intro, sort of winging it here. Could really use the feedback. It's not fully like done, but I just want to make sure I'm on the right track with putting this together based on my opinion of how we could do that. And I think would be really great is like we have this intro basically thanking the community and highlighting a couple key milestones right up front when people first get this or see this post. And maybe reminding everyone why we're here, like why we're building, and like a little bit of inspirational going along with, our general messaging as Giveth in our mission statement. And then we have key milestones, which I'm going to be going through next to clean up based on some reviews that have happened already. But I just wanted to mention this to the group, whoever is online this week, because a lot of people are out. Very open to getting feedback here. I also had posed the question in the issue yesterday, like who should this message be coming from? Should it be the Giveth DAO? Suga's input, for instance, was it should be the Giveth DAO in her opinion. Cello put out a similar type of year in review email a couple weeks ago, and it was signed by Renee personally as the starting message. So just wanted to get some feedback on that. And the second component to this would be the metrics. I just want to make sure that there's alignment on what are the most important metrics to highlight and make sure that we have those clarified. So if there's any feedback from the group.
What was that comms issue? Can you send a link to that doc in the comms channel or something?
Yeah, this is the post. Yeah, this is the doc, and then also the issue. People have been filling in content, but I think I'm still looking for clarity on metrics. And I mean, just to show, like, also I think having graphics, I mean, this is going to be something I would see if Raji could jump in with, but I think like a graphic that shows the metrics is pretty powerful. That's something we could also do, but first we need to have that clarified. So just some ideas. I think Cello's intro was quite long. They wrote like this big letter. I don't know that we need to go to that length. So my idea was keep it a little bit more concise, like maximum 1 page. Could also be shorter, but showing, I think graphics are very cool. And I had left the discussion a bit open for whether this should be a blog post or an email to our existing base. Suga thought for sure this should be on Medium. What does everybody else think?
I think it's interesting on all of our channels because we're suggesting the newsletter, putting it in the newsletter. Because I think that would be I think that it's good for everyone to see the roundup of what Giveth has achieved.
Yeah, it's a timing thing, right? So if we're putting the newsletter out on Friday, we make sure this is out already on Thursday. But yeah, I also could see like positioning this as preparing this to go live on Medium, but then also emailing it out to our existing base and highlighting it in our newsletter, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it doesn't go out this week because of timing, it can always be referenced in January as a look back. I don't think it would be irrelevant to do that.
Yeah, to be honest, like my like honest opinion in terms of this kind of content is like January is already too late for like a year in review. It's doable, but I feel like people come back from the holidays like ready to look forward, and leading with like a year in review in January just seems like, I don't know, I just feel like it's the most relevant this week. But on the other hand, you know, it's also downtime for a lot of people this week. So that's just my opinion. I think it'd be good to push it out this week, and maybe we can then re-highlight it over the next weeks, or at least like throughout next week.
Maybe it's not called a year in review if we're putting it out in January. Then maybe it's highlights from 2022, and it's framed like that. And at least we don't miss the opportunity of mentioning it as many times as possible and making the most of that content.
Yeah. Also, following up on that idea of same, we could have it like with these two purposes. One, like a year in review, and then like looking up into 2023, and then add like what are we planning, or what will be our intentions for 2023. I mean, I know it will make it longer, but that will be also some exciting things for the community.
That's a nice idea. And at least, yeah, it's not a complete look back.
That's true. Then I think just need to make sure that we get the input on what are our intentions for 2023. I was also trying to hint a bit about that in this framing, like it's a great time of year for reflection, or, you know, whatever. And I mean, this could also be then revamped in terms of the writing. So as we consider our priorities for the upcoming, I didn't want to say year again or cycle or whatever, but it could be also, you know, it's been quite a crazy year, especially for the Web3 space. So I think we have like an opportunity here as well to, again, kind of position ourselves as more experienced in the industry. We've been around for quite a long time. You know, we have some positive messaging or some like encouragement here. Remember why we're here. Remember why we're building. We've got a great community, and like, and then, yeah, I mean, maybe around here it could even be highlighted what we're going to be focusing on for 2023. And then, you know, it kind of, then the key milestones of 2022 are listed below that. So it starts with like focusing on 2023.
Yeah, I like that. And also, I share this in the GitHub post about Giveth's voice, like 3 weeks after that you made it. But anyways, better late than never. But it was when it came to me. I think something that is very bullish for Giveth voice on the bear market is that we are an application platform whose user base is not only on Web3. So it doesn't matter if Web3 is a bit dormant for a period of time. Like if we're delivering solutions, better solutions for mid-space and real projects, like I am very bullish on Giveth for the following year and months to come, because we can grow even if the market doesn't. And I think that's, I don't know, I like that narrative on the bear market for Giveth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I think, it is an opportunity for us to sell ourselves a little bit. So I like that as well. I think it just comes down to maybe we need to pick like 3 to really drive home in the beginning of this potentially. Like what are our main things that we're looking to, that we're going to be driving forwards this year?
Why don't we have like a separate article that we put out next month, which is more like looking ahead, and then we could like like maybe dive deeper into that, right?
I agree. I feel like this is a pretty nice article. It needs a little couple things, some graphics, but if we can get it out this week, then that's great. We should shoot for that.
So then leave the intentions more general like this, and not write specifics, and use that as a separate article.
I really liked what you said about keeping it to one page, maybe even shorter, and like 2 short articles is worth way more than 1 long article. So like trying to keep this short and push it out with haste, I think makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, at the end, like you could even say, like, stay tuned, for our upcoming article where we talk about the future and like what we're doing next.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so with short intro, stay tuned for 2023. For details on what's coming next. Okay, so all right. Well, I'm gonna keep pushing this forwards. And yeah, I would appreciate everyone's quick eyes or attention on this so that we can hopefully get it reviewed and finalized. Like we'd have to have it reviewed and finalized, I would say by Thursday. It could still go live then like Friday morning, but I think any later than that, like it's New Year's weekend coming up. So I think like it would make sense to post it on a weekday and, before the new year. And then if Ahmad, if you're scheduling the newsletter on Friday as well, then we should just time that so it can be included there as a blurb to put eyes on it. Does that make sense?
Sorry, emoji reactions. Yes, absolutely. I think it's a good idea.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, then, thanks. I know we're at the top of the hour, so I'll be hanging around. If you need anything, please let me know. I might be pinging some of you as well because we have like multiple tweets to write, and we've got a lot of people out this week, so could definitely use a little bit of support.
Yeah, definitely ping me. I can help write a tweet or two.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Griff.
That's a nice stat too.
Okay, awesome.
Ashley, really quick, how did we do? Like, how much money was raised during this last round? Oh, wait, you mean for Giveth or for the whole platform? 3,500. Oh no.
The one that closed today, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What would be our target? Like, okay. Okay. They're not total donations. It's a bit.
Yeah, I would say 240 donations is pretty average, and but the value amount is pretty low in that most rounds there's just a couple people who donate a lot, and that pumps the numbers, and then there's a long trail. So we didn't get any large donations, it sounds like, this round.
Oh, and there's also one thing we didn't talk about is that it's a give back. And by the way, if anyone needs to jump, you feel free to. But the give backs, we have the anniversary, right, of the give backs rounds today.
I think it's okay. I mean, because I already looked at the last round, and I mean, if you add that to the total, we're at above 10 million give that went out to the give back round. So yeah, even with this round, I think it's fine to say, over 10 million give was sent out, over this year.
And because of the volatility of the give token price, I think it's better to say it in dollars amount, even though because the dollar amount of givebacks is going to be a lot higher than the dollar amount of give tokens that we gave back.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Ahmad is helping to draft. Ahmad stepped in to help draft this one, so I think it's okay if we post it tomorrow so that we have our numbers straight and we can post a celebratory announcement about that. But yeah, sounds good. Thanks for your help. Cool. Then I think that's it for comm stuff. There's a couple other things, but I'll just ping individually just to make sure we get some tweets out. A couple of extra tweets written to promote the Phantom Grant and these topics. And gonna get that post done now. Or hopefully. So yeah, let me know if you need anything. And thanks for being here. And talk to you soon.
Bye. Thanks, Corey.
Thanks, Corey.